On the place in a conflict zone in Africa, two soldiers are standing behind rocks, and one of them wonders where the anti-government forces got their weapons from. The scene changes to another soldier who is dying, and a comrade helps him while they discuss whether to retreat or not. Suddenly, the voice is heard from the person coming from behind. It was none other than 5th Squad Captain Hasumi Ryuuji. He says that he will lead the attack and moves to hide behind a stone. He observes the enemy forces and plans a surprise attack on 3 soldiers behind a boulder and 1 behind a tree. He punches the first soldier and then knocks out the second and third soldiers. With his martial arts skills, he then points his gun at the 4th soldier and shoots him in the head. After completing the subjugation, he stands behind the beaten soldiers and says, "Mission accomplished." After tying up the soldiers to a nearby tree, he questioned one of them about the enemy corpses. The soldier reported that they had disposed of them, to which Hasumi nodded in approval. When the soldier mentioned that their base was located on the other side of the forest, Hasumi assured them that they would complete their reconnaissance before the day was over. As they made their way through the forest, the soldiers expressed their admiration for Hasumi's leadership skills. One soldier even calmed down, and on his language proficiency and his reputation as the modern era's strongest. Hasumi acknowledged the praise but emphasized that his success was due to the courage and strength of his team. As they walked on, another soldier remarked that they had expected Japanese people to be weak and pacifistic, but the other soldier corrected him, citing Hasumi's nickname as proof of his exceptional strength and intellect. Hasumi overheard their conversation and paused to set the record straight. He admitted that he was afraid of dying, but had made a calculated judgment based on the situation at hand. With their destination in sight, Hasumi reminded his team to stay alert as they neared their target. Hasumi stops his movement as he found fog everywhere. He looks around and asks, "What happened?" Suddenly, he notices something and says, "What is this?" and asks, "Where am I?" Hasumi discovers that he is at the entrance of a cave and he is all alone. Then he asks in amazement and shock, "A cave? Was there a place like this nearby? I should check the map." Suddenly, an unknown voice says, "Welcome, hero from another world." Hasumi gets defensive and says, "Who's there? Are you from the anti-government forces?" He reaches for his gun but is astonished to find out that he has no equipment left except for his knife. The voice says, "Don't worry, I'm the heavenly voice that will guide you." The voice then displays Hasumi's data on a hologram screen, including his name, race, job, level, combat, and HP. Hasumi exclaims in disbelief, "My body's data? How is it floating in midair? Am I going crazy?" The voice replies, "It's completely normal in this world. And it's like games in your world, isn't it?" Hasumi says, "I don't know. I haven't played any games and I've never had that sort of luxury." The heavenly voice asks, "Then are you familiar with the words summoned to another world?" Hasumi responds with a no. Suddenly, a person's voice is heard and Hasumi tells the heavenly voice to be quiet. He sees that there are people down the cliff who are fighting a dragon. They are using magic and their hologram screens display their stats. Hasumi judges their attack methods and tells them to target the dragon's abdomen instead. They respond by saying, "It's too dangerous to get near the monster." Hasumi then offers to help defeat the dragon, but they are concerned as he's only level 2. He assures them that it's not a problem. A dragon roared loudly and attacked Hasumi, but Hasumi, being quick on his feet, dodged the attack and planned to strike from behind to avoid the dragon's poisonous fangs. However, the dragon was wise to this tactic and blocked Hasumi's attack with its hard tail. Hasumi dodged the dragon's counterattack and remarked, "As long as I don't get hit, it's fine." Suddenly, the dragon hit Hasumi with its head, sending him flying through the air. One person assumed that Hasuma was defeated, but annular. Our person said to wait and see what happens, to everyone's surprise. Hasuma landed safely on the ground and exclaimed, "Unbelievable, this guy." Hasuma realized that the dragon was forced to go on a rampage, perhaps to shake him off, and took advantage of its weakness by taking out his knife and moving towards the dragon's defenseless abdomen. He stabbed the dragon with his knife, causing blood to spread everywhere, and a stack of sand flies up into the air. When the dust settled, the dragon was lying on the ground, bleeding, and Hasuma stood next to it with a bloodied knife. One person exclaimed, "He defeated the monster with only a knife," and another person said, "No way," curious about who Hasuma was. The person asked him, "Hey you, who are you?" Hasuma simply replied, "I'm just a soldier."